Hey there, out there, everybody. It's been a long time since we've taken some time to have an update, and so I'm going to apologize up front for that. There has been a lot going on over the last couple of months, so it's about time that we do a much overdue update on everything that's going on with your National Progressive Party. I'm Ellee Spawn, and for those of you who don't know me, I am one of the founders of the party, and we're just going to go ahead and jump right in. If you've got any questions, feel free to type them out and I will answer them as I can. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, we've been doing some revamping here at National Progressive Party because we all know with politics, everything turns on a dime. It's a machine with a lot of moving pieces. And so we're always striving to improve and perfect our processes. And one of the things that has happened over the course of our evolution the last few months is the need for a new steering committee. And so those people have been spoken with and vetted over the last couple of weeks. And we have got 4 new people that are joining our steering committee. I shouldn't have had to count that, but apparently that's where I'm at today, so I apologize for that. We're really excited about this. A lot of you are familiar with Real Progressives. Steve Grumbine from Real Progressives is going to be joining our steering committee here at National Progressive Party. Super excited to have Steve. He's going to bring a lot of much needed perspective to our party to help educate those who don't know a lot about modern monetary theory and how it affects our economy in the United States. So if you see Steve online, give him a hey, give him a shout out, give him a wave, tell him you're happy to have him here because we could not be more fortunate to have such an individual on our team. We're pretty excited about that. Another guy that I want to introduce that I just recently met is Mike Toller. Mike is going to bring a really good tech perspective that we haven't had in the past to our steering committee. And he is going to help us with a lot of the tools that we use for our party to help us find things that are equivalent to what we've already been using that don't cost nearly as much money, a lot of open source stuff because he's got that tech perspective. And so I could not be more pleased to announce that Mike is joining our steering committee team. Another person that you may be familiar with, if you're in a lot of progressive Facebook groups, you probably see the name Millicent Bolden all over the Facebook interwebs. Millicent is an activist from the Atlanta area. And we could not be more excited to have her on board. She's been very active in the Black Lives Matter movement, very active in the political scene down in Atlanta. And she's going to bring a lot of expertise as in a lot of different ways. She's from a different part of the country than a lot of us are. Some of us come from the Midwest, some of us come from the East Coast and the West Coast. And so to get somebody from further south in the country is going to be huge because we're a national party. We want to make sure that we're representing everybody. So if you see Millicent online, give her a big hey, shout out. We're glad to have you. Last but not least that we've been added, that we've decided to add to our steering committee, and this was the first person that I asked to join our steering committee, is Carla Poindexter-White. She is from Maine, and she is our lead organizer in Maine, and she agreed to take a seat on our steering committee. She is so full of fire. She has got so many great ideas and so much energy that she's bringing with her into the steering committee. I'm just over the moon excited. I'll be remaining on the steering committee, but I will not be remaining in a voting capacity on the steering committee. I'm taking a position, it's a different leadership position within the party as the Secretary General / Operations Director. And that is the person who is basically the go-between between the steering committee and all of our operational chairs. And this is the person that, basically takes the information from one area, gets it to the other, makes sure that everybody's communicating back and forth, and drops the hammer, makes sure things get done. So I think that that's going to be a pretty good fit for me moving forward. So I'm kind of excited about that as well. So that is kind of what's going on with our new steering committee. We're pretty excited about that. One of the other things that we have finally finished up after months and months of conversation and laborious debate and fervent writing and rewriting and editing is we've finally finalized our party's provisional constitution and our bylaws. And if you haven't had a chance to take a look at those, I've got those posted in our Organizing for the National Progressive Party group in our files. I would definitely invite you to read through the Constitution and bylaws. They're pretty straightforward, talks about everything that we believe in as far as how the party should be run and how things are going to happen moving forward, right up until deciding on a national convention and the criteria that we've set forth for making that happen. So this is going to be our roadmap moving forward as far as how we're doing things in the party. So that's another thing I'm really excited about. I know it seems like it's been forever and things have been quiet because there hasn't been a lot of activity on our Facebook page or in our Facebook group. And if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. You know, the calmest water has got a lot going on underneath it. So there's been a lot of activity behind the scenes. And speaking of the activity behind the scenes, that's another thing I wanted to talk to you all about was getting involved. This is your party. There are a lot of opportunities for volunteering, and there are a lot of positions that still need to be filled on a volunteer basis. From operational chairs, we're looking for people to do outreach with other organizations. We're looking at people to organize in different states. We are looking at people that have got graphic design experience, that have got social media experience, you name it. One of the big things that we still are looking for is a treasurer. I don't know why this is a tough one, but it seems to be the hardest one to fill right now. But those are some of the things that we do need to have filled. We have got in our group volunteer information survey. A lot of you have filled that out, and I've been promising to get back to a lot of you as far as the information that you've been putting into the form and plugging you into various areas in the organization, and that is happening slowly but surely. Right now, there's a little bit of a bottleneck, not nearly enough help to get it all done. So I am appealing to you if you really, really want to get involved, message me directly, okay? And I'll get you plugged in right away. I know I'm going to regret saying that in about 10 minutes because I'm sure my inbox will be full by the time we're done here, but that's okay. I'll get to each and every one of you, I promise. So many ums, I apologize for that. But that brings me to my next point. Fundraising. In order for us to get organizers in all 50 states, we can't expect everybody to do this on a volunteer basis for forever. People have got to be able to make a living. And honestly, organizing on a statewide and organizing on a regional wide basis is more than a full-time job. So we need to make sure that we are raising the funds to have paid positions. This is not an unusual thing. All parties have got paid positions. Ours is no different. And so I'm going to ask each and every one of you to give what you can. If it's $3 a month that you can commit to, just go without one cup of coffee a month. We would certainly appreciate it. I put a pen to paper the other night, and for us to hire 50 state organizers at a modest salary of $40,000 apiece, we've got to raise roughly $167,000 a month. That's if we have all 50 on board at once. Obviously, we're not going to get all 50 on board at once. In an ideal world, it would be pretty cool, but that's kind of what we're looking at. So one of the things that we're doing to help fundraise, we have set up a crowd pack. That's a great way to start getting the ball rolling. Some people have already set up some recurring donations through crowd pack, and we're very grateful for that. You can go to crowdpack.com. I believe there should be a link coming pretty soon where you can find that. that should take you right to our fundraising page. And we've also put some links on our organizing group and on our national page where you can find the crowd pack. One of the other things that we've started to do for fundraising is to sell some merchandise. There's been a lot of demand for t-shirts and caps and bumper stickers and mugs. And so far, through our bonfire site that just got launched yesterday, we were able to at least source some t-shirts and sweatshirts and some mugs and bags and even some face masks. So when you were out and about, you can have our little MPP birdie right on your face. I don't know if I want a birdie on my face, but why not? Put a bird on it, right? So those are things that you can order at a very reasonable price, and a good portion of those proceeds come right back to us at National Progressive Party. There's also a place if you want to make an additional donation, leave a tip kind of thing. When you order your merchandise, you're available to do that. So definitely check it out. The links are on both of our organizing group and in our national page, and the links will be added to our state pages as time allows, but you're always going to find the most up-to-date links on either of those two places right now. Our website is under reconstruction, and we're hoping to have that launched soon. I don't have an exact date yet, but the minute I know, everybody else will know, because it will go out on our Facebook and onto our Twitter accounts. So you'll be able to find us on the World Wide Web again. And yeah, one of the other things, obviously fundraising, I talked about the need to hire state organizers and other staffers. Ballot access. You would think that ballot access shouldn't be an expensive undertaking, but in many states, there's a process where you've got to circulate petitions in order to even get ballot access in a lot of states. So we're going to need to pay petition circulators, and that's not necessarily a cheap endeavor either. So as we are getting states organized, we're hoping that some of the state parties will start fundraising to help offset some of those costs. But in the meantime, as a national party, we need to be mindful that for us to help these states get going, we need to be able to help fund them as well. So that's another thing that we're looking at as far as our fundraising efforts are concerned. It sounds like a really daunting effort and a lot of money that needs to be raised very quickly. But if anybody has proven to us it can be done, Bernie's proved it to us. The first time he ran for president, he raised millions of dollars in how short of a time period. If he can do it, we can do it. Because he's shown us that this needs to be done, so we can do it. Most of you guys are Bernie fans, and so why don't we prove people wrong who say that we can't do it and just get it done, okay? And that basically is, I wish I had more for you today, but I talked kind of quickly and I moved kind of fast. I'm short, sweet, and to the point, fairly succinct. If anybody has got any questions, let me take a look and see if there were any. It doesn't look like anybody had any questions, but if you do, definitely feel free to send me a message on Facebook and I will answer it personally. We've got an FAQ that Carla has been great at putting together that should be launched into our Facebook page before too long, within the next few days, I would imagine. And we'll just add your questions to the pile, okay? In the meantime, thanks for being here, and thank you for showing up, and thanks for bringing your friends, okay? Have a good night.